Welcome back to Surface Unscripted, episode 173. Brevan looking tired. Myself a bit tired, but Brevan, at least you've got some Mackies to keep you some company out there. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, exhausted, just feeling busy. But yeah, if I do look like my eyes are red and like I've been crying, it's not that. It's our fields have just been put with like a bunch of chemicals and stuff to help the grass like grow properly and stuff. And yeah, I'm allergic to this stuff like proper. So that's why I look a bit puffed up and stuff. But excited because obviously Six Nations this weekend. I saw some of the lineups as well, which is great, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. People, we're going to chat about the Six Nations, so please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate you guys. It's no URC, so it's only the 3 games, right? And we're starting off with Friday, which will probably be the easiest one to call. France versus Wales. Like obviously we expect France to win this. This is not trying to be disrespectful to Wales, but it's the first time that Antoine Dupont and Intermark is playing together since 2023 for
Sure.
France, obviously, which is absolutely crazy. And you look at the way that Toulouse has been playing, you look at the way that Bordeaux has been playing, and you've got a mixture of those two teams thrown together compared to the Welsh that are just like really, really struggling. How many points? Let me just ask you. Do you think this is an absolute battering in France?
I think so, bro. Like, that's it's tough, bro. Like, honestly, I don't know what Wales should go into this game kind of expecting, like,
Yeah.
or like what. Because obviously, look, I don't give them a chance, but I think if you're Wales, you kind of look at this and you say maybe we can restrict a certain amount of points and aim for a
That's what
certain
I'm
amount of
thinking, yeah.
points. So try and get less than 50, for example, from France, because France are going to be ruthless. We know how good they can be if they are on their day, etc. But then you also want Wales will want to show some kind of attacking threat. I think what they want to do is kind of show something, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. The bad thing is like, I don't know how much you've watched of Full Contact, right? But I've slaughtered down a good few episodes and stuff. And it's not like I forgot, but let's say I forgot how close Wales were in a lot of those games last year, right? Last season.
Mm.
You look at that game against Scotland, they lost by 1 point. Okay, so they got beat by Italy, Ireland, and then comfortably in the end by France, right? But they kept it close against Scotland and against England. They looked good in patches against France, and then until France just pulled away with it. I'm just like, they just got worse over the year. But he's starting off Six Nations. It's a massive thing. Like, I can see them keeping it close for a little bit, right? Just a little bit, but still losing. But I'm going 22 points because I don't want to be that disrespectful. Because I think
Mm.
France might still be a bit cold. Maybe that gives Wales an opportunity to stay in the game a bit. Because you know when their backs are against the wall, like they're a tough team to beat. Like they can still be a tough team to beat. This Welsh team,
Yeah.
they've still got Tommy Raffel, Wainwright, Jack Morgan. Um, well, there's no Anscombe, there's no George North, obviously, but like there is still a bit of talent in that team, and I reckon they can keep it close for a bit, and then France just kind of run away with it. 20, 25, let's say 25 points, kind of. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Like I said, the goal should be for Wales is just to kind of restrict it to less than 50, and then
Yeah,
obviously I think maybe try and aim to score about, let's say, at least 3 tries. I mean, that's
yeah.
asking a lot, but at least you want to show something. So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be in the 20s, but I'm going to probably say high 20s, so like 27, 28.
Well, then obviously you can look at it from the French perspective as well, right? They'll probably go like, okay, well, we need a statement victory out here. So they're like, yeah, let's go out and put out that statement victory, absolutely smash the Welsh. Like some people like us might think, okay, it might be a bit closer. And they just like, have you forgot who we are? Have you seen what we can do in the autumn nations? We've got our big boys back. You look at the form of some of their players, it is ridiculous. So I've got a feeling that France might send out a statement after this weekend, and they're like, we're taking absolutely no prisoners. There you go, 50 on you, Wales.
Yeah.
And just putting everyone on notice.
I don't think it's crazy to say that they would probably put 50 even because I feel like France isn't necessarily a team. I think the Springboks fall guilty to this is they kind of lower their standards essentially when they start playing against the weaker teams. I don't see France being that type of team. Like we
No,
saw them in the World Cup
they put
absolutely put
50 on
nearly
England.
100. Yeah, and like in the World Cup against like a lower rank, I think it was Uruguay or I can't remember the exact side. And I think they put like 90 odd on the team. So they don't get complacent in that sense. And if Wales are not somewhat near their best, I can see it being absolutely disgracefully bad. But let's hope, like, let's say a scoreline of like 40, 47, 40, yeah, 49 or 47 to like 20 or something. I think Wales can walk away from that respectfully and say not too much damage was caused, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Wasn't it France and Uruguay that like there was a massive scoreline, but I think it was for the first 25 minutes or something that it was still 0-0. Do you remember a game
Probably,
like that? And then all
yeah,
of a
yeah,
sudden,
I
France
do, I
just
do.
totally just blew them out of the water.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't remember properly, but it just popped up in my head. Anyway, let's go on. Scotland versus Italy at Murrayfield.
I think it's simple enough.
Well, Italy beat them previous
Yeah,
time.
yeah, but
Well, I've done
I,
it at two places. I have to stay consistent. I actually called Italy to win this game
oh wow, that's
because
crazy.
it's not crazy. They beat them the
That's
previous time
pretty
they played.
okay, but
It's not
still,
crazy at all.
it
I don't think it's
did
crazy. Let me explain.
go for it.
Right? Yeah, you eat your chips, right? Sit back, relax. I'm gonna explain it to you, and I'm gonna convince you. Now, Italy's coach came in right before the first game against England last season in the Six Nations. That first game, you could already see the progress of this Italian team. Throughout the entire Six Nations, that was the best Italy has looked in years, right? And the question was, can they take it further when they go on to the Autumn Nations? Because they played the Six Nations, they lost narrowly to England. They lost by 1 point. They beat Wales. They beat Scotland. They drew against France, right? That is crazy. This is Italy that we're talking about, right? Then they go on to the Autumn Nations and play some great rugby. Obviously, they lost against Argentina, but that was the proper Argentina that showed up, right? But they stayed in the game for a very long time. You look at their performance against New Zealand, who people said, well, that's the New Zealand that just beat Ireland as well. And yet Italy just stayed in there. They're playing some scintillating rugby. When it flows, it goes. And I think if you look at the way that Benetton has been playing, they've got that upset victories. They know how to beat quality teams. Playing against Scotland without Sione Tuipolatu, and you've got probably one of the best centre combinations in the world with Brex and Menoncello, both on form, right? Going up against Scotland, who's testing a new centre pairing, that could be massive, massive trouble. With the way that Italy play, I can see them sneaking it. Now, my head is saying Scotland, just at Murrayfield, right? I don't think Scotland's a bad team at all. There's a lot of quality. But I reckon if there's one team that's got it in them to really pull off one of these, could be Italy, doing it back to back. How sexy wouldn't that be? So I'm entertaining the thought. I'm going
Yeah,
Italy by 4 points.
sure, okay. Yeah, no, you are speaking sense. You're not talking absolute shite. But yeah, I just think Scotland have a big kind of Six Nations ahead of them because they don't have their captain and they'll want to show that at the end of the day they don't need okay, obviously look, every team
I've
has
got
their
them placing
go-to
third.
guy. That's your that's ouch. But I think at the end of the day, they have a big Six Nations ahead of them because look, a lot of Scottish fans kind of maybe they don't truly believe it, but they consistently say, okay,
This could
maybe
be
this
ours.
is our year. This could be our
Yep,
year. This could be our
exactly.
year.
This is the year they plays fifth.
And that does mean there is some expectations for them
It has
to
to.
place and
Of
so
course.
and you look at their side, right? It's still a good side, you know. It's not like it's a complete, you know, an utter joke of a side. You know, there's quality names in there. But I just think Murrayfield is a tough place to play. I mean, I know the Springboks have done it the past couple of times and made it look somewhat comfortable, but I've seen New Zealand go to Murrayfield and seriously struggle, just creeping over the line, and that was prime New Zealand. I've seen
Oh, well,
England
they've
go
got
to
an
Murrayfield.
18-year
Oh,
record there now, so who
yeah. I
cares?
mean, I've seen England go there and obviously really struggle, but obviously that's a big rivalry. A lot of these teams do struggle, but now, like you said, Italy is an underdog team, and they don't really read too much into that. But I just think they'll want to prove something. So, look, I don't think Scotland hammered them. I think this Italian side is better, but they do have that game where they lose 90 something nil to the All Blacks. Now, I know that a different coach came in and whatever, but they do have that game in them. So, it's going to be interesting. I'm still going to take Scotland, but like I said, not by much. I think it's got Scotland win by like 10 points. Is
Yeah,
actually very well done by Italy. So,
yeah.
yeah, Scotland by 10.
Thing is, like, Finn Russell has only just joined Scotland this week, right? He even played this weekend for this past weekend for Bath, right?
Mm.
So is that Tuipulotu out? There's a couple of other injuries. I think Scott Cummins is out as well, which is obviously a massive player for them, right? So there's a couple of injuries there. Then you also think about, obviously, I'm not going to shoot down Glasgow or anything, but they have lost a couple of games recently where Benetton has got a couple of massive victories. So I'm just feeling like the Italian team might have a bit more confidence going into this game. Obviously, home ground advantage is a massive thing, and I just said if I had to go with my head, it's probably Scotland with around 8 points. But I just fancy this Italian shout because we always have this thing where it's like, can Italy finally push on a bit? Can they push on a bit? Can last year they did brilliantly. Now I'm saying you have to push on a bit. So I'm putting that expectation on. This is kind of a prediction in terms of expectation.
So you have Scotland winning one game against Wales.
No, but I've got Italy to win a couple of games. So
Okay.
my prediction has been Ireland to win it all, France, then England or Scotland, right, will come third, and the other one will go fifth because Italy's going in fourth.
Wow. Okay, that's
And then
interesting.
Wales at sixth. But I also said Wales will also win a game, but it won't be against Italy. Mark my words.
Sure. Well, I'm keen to know when we record for that one. I want to definitely hear that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think at the end of the day,
I already know, but I'll keep that for
yeah,
whenever.
I
But
think
anyway,
this has potential to be like such a good game, though. You know,
yeah, it's going to be a
is
sexy game.
yeah. So I
The
think
thing
people
is,
should.
Scotland might be hurting after that one from last season, so they'll probably want to fix that one and put a beating on Italy until Italy say, listen,
Yeah,
that was not a fluke. That was not a fluke, brother. And they just do it again.
yeah,
Do
it's
that,
gonna be
Murrayfield.
interesting.
Okay, big one. At the Viva Stadium, Ireland versus England. Don't be surprised if England wins. I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm. I wouldn't be surprised. That's the thing, right? Because, like I said, I've seen England take New Zealand to the wire in autumn, and I saw them give South Africa a bit of a scare as well.
Yeah.
It was just the closing out of, like I've said this 1,000 times, but it was just the closing out of the game that was wrong. And
Yeah.
obviously they've gone 6-2 on the bench, which obviously means they are looking for a more physical kind of team.
Who's gone 6
And
to England? Yeah, sorry. Brain fart.
yeah, so I even think France wins 6-2 as well.
Oh, well, it's the Rusty effect, you know.
In the
England's
spirit of the game.
won 6-2, but they've got no locks on the bench, right? Like they've got Ollie Chesham, who's a Lucy. They've got Chandler Cunningham South, who's a Lucy, and then they've got Tom Willis, who's a Lucy.
Yeah, something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's I don't know what Borthwick thinks, but like he's definitely got
Right.
something up his sleeve.
We've said this multiple times. No one knows what Borthwick thinks. Just play for the Jersey. I can't do that accent, but I've been watching Full Contact and I just want to laugh at the guy. Like in a respectful way. It's just like the accent. It's so posh compared to us.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
it's just crazy.
But yeah, look, the thing is, both teams have so much to prove, right? Like England think that we took these teams very close in the Autumn Nations, and we arguably should have beat New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
It's just Australia, that whole game was a madness.
No,
And they probably
Ireland.
think they should. No, I'm talking about
England. Yeah,
England.
sorry,
Yeah,
my bad, my
yeah.
bad, my bad.
And obviously, they'll probably feel that if they close that game off better against New Zealand, that they would have won that game, which they would have. Um, so they'll think, listen, we have the ability to go to the Viva and beat Ireland, whilst Ireland will think, we won a Grand Slam here, we want to win it 3 years in a row, if I'm correct, that is. Yes?
They didn't do the Grand Slam last year, but they're going for three
No,
in a
but
row.
like they're going for
Yeah,
three Six Nations in a row, yeah. But like obviously a Grand Slam feels so much better, right? Because you beat everyone, It's like that's the best you can do as a Northern Hemisphere team is get that Grand Slam Six Nations. And I think that's literally realistically what Ireland and France are aiming for. So Ireland will be hungry because listen, we both can admit, and I'm sure the Irish fans will as well. They've been quite poor in that Autumn Nations. They weren't up to their full standards. So I'm
yeah, of course.
expecting a feisty one. I'm expecting a
Yeah, of
hard
course.
physical game, like a proper feisty game. But I think Ireland edge it. I do think they win by like
Yeah,
4 points. It's going to be close. I don't see it being a runaway, and I see it being extremely tight. Like
yeah.
one of those
I'm
bruising games.
I'm along the same lines as you. I do believe if England were to win this game, it would be at scrum time. I believe they have a lot stronger scrum than Ireland. Losing Ty Furlong is massive. Like replacing him with Finley Beam. While Andrew Porter is not he's a great prop. He's a great player, sensational player. He's terrible at scrums, in my opinion. I think he's one of the world's worst scrummagers in terms of props, but one of the world's best props. You get what I mean?
Yeah, he's a good carrier. Yeah, he's one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
like
He's good all over the park, except for at the scrum. Um, no Dan Sheehan in the starting lineup. Obviously, he'll have a massive impact coming from the bench.
Malcolm Marks 2.0.
Yeah.
They're
And then
trying something new
then you
there.
look at the lineouts, right? Like Mario Torje is by a country mile one of the best lineout jumpers in the world, whether it's defensively or attacking wise. He's so secure. I mean, look at the damage he alone did to New Zealand in their lineouts. That was
Yeah,
crazy. And I mean, Patrick Tuipolatu is no easy guy to beat when it comes to lineouts or anything. So
yeah,
if England were to win this game, it would be during set pieces and just grinding it down. Because we both know Ireland is not the most disciplined team. If they're going to give away penalties, having Marcus Smith, who's pretty accurate when it comes off the boot, I think he's on a 97% kicking rate or something like that, or in the 90s in the Prem, which is ridiculous just to think
that's good.
about it.
Yeah, fair play.
It could be England's to take again, but I am backing Ireland to get it done at the Viva. It's so tough to go there because of England. When we've seen that defensive pattern not working, it is all over the place. And if you give the gaps that they even gave to Australia, you give that to the backline of
Yeah,
Ireland, whose system works so nicely, it could be a tough day, a very long day at the office. But I'm also
yeah.
going with very close victory, but this time I'm going to just flip it around. Maybe even say Jack Crowley drop goal at the end.
Well,
I'm
what's your
going
thoughts
3
on
points.
Prendergast starting?
Is Prendergast starting? I thought it's Crowley.
Nope.
No, wait. Have I missed something? Let
I
me
think
check.
so.
Oh, wait, I'm on Instagram now. I'm just going to check this. What on earth?
I called this. I said it. They cannot go with Crowley. He's not better than Prendergast.
Porter Killer BM, yeah. I guess I've seen the whole team, but I just somehow missed Prendergast starting. Because the Crowley was
This,
coming from the bench to slot a drop goal.
but this is what I was saying, right? What Ireland are doing with Prendergast is exactly what England should be doing with Pollock, in my opinion. Now, I
Ugh,
know, yeah. Now look, I know Pollock obviously has gone to the under 20s. That's all fine, but the Oak will do so much damage off the bench against the team, like anyone.
yeah.
And look, Ireland are backing this youngster at 21 to start against England, and this probably means that he is now their 10. Like that is what they see in the
Probably.
future.
Oh, I feel so bad for
So
Kieran Frawley. I mean, he was the hero, right? Literally in July. Right, everyone was talking about him being the next 10. Finally, he's going to get that running 10. Bro, he's out of the squad. Like, he's not even there. Well, he's in the squad, but like out of the
yeah,
23. After everyone saying, listen, he should get a go at 10. They've just thrown him out of the window. You just feel like that's so sad. But I do agree with you. Like, I want South African, the Springboks to do the same. Cameron Hanekom, there you go. Play.
yeah,
Hanekom
just play,
playing
dude.
Sasha 10. There you go. Sasha. Sasha. There you go. Play.
Yeah,
That's what I want to see. I want to see these youngsters coming through with the experience, because that's beautiful for Prendergast, because you've got Gibson Park, who's obviously got the experience. I've got Gibson Park to win World Player of the Year. So I kind of need Ireland to win this game as well. That's why this is the prediction. So but he's got that experience with Bundiaki outside him, with Gary Ringrose there, for instance. You still got all those forwards to give him that clean ruck ball and those type of things. You know, like, it's not a full rotated thing. That's what I've always had the issue with the Springboks, because we just like rotate everyone, and then you're not really getting that experience because you're not playing with the guys that you should be playing with.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I went a bit haywire there. I like that Prendergast is starting. I agree with you that's the right thing in terms of the guy's on form. He's young. He's got the confidence at the moment, and he's just like the perfect Johnny Sexton mold, right? Like, they always talk about how good Johnny
But now,
Sexton
like, imagine the confidence in the guy. Like, you've been backed over all these guys that were supposedly the next guy to replace Johnny Sexton, and you've come along at this young age, and they've backed you as the guy to take Ireland forward. I mean, as a player, that would give me a huge amount of confidence, and I wouldn't even, sorry,
You'd
I
be
wouldn't even
nervous.
see it. But that's the thing, I wouldn't even see it as pressure. Like, you've been backed for a reason. Obviously, look, every player obviously gets nervous before a game. It's part of how the game works. But when I
But if
know
you
that a
think it
coach,
out, don't you
yeah,
think
fair
the
play.
hype that was on you kind of takes an extra bit of a toll on you if you don't live up to that expectation now? This is just a
But
genuine question. Like, I'm not hoping the
yeah,
guy.
no, yeah. But like, if Ireland wants Prendergast to play that Sexton role, obviously no disrespect to Johnny Sexton, right? But I think what the role he played, if you get it right, or how can I explain this? If you understand it, like I think Prendergast does, because they're so similar, it's such an easy system to run because you don't have,
He
you
had
get what
one
I'm
move where
saying?
he actually ran the ball. It was that pop and run around, loop and run around.
But that's the thing. Like, if he can do that, or not just that move, you get what I'm saying, but if he can
Yeah.
just, and like I said, it takes a special type of player to be able, because he never looks, so Sexton never looked under pressure. Like, he never
No, never
looked
looked
like
rushed.
he was, exactly. And
That's
that's
what
why I
makes a
think
good 10, to be fair, right? Like, he
exactly.
does the plain and simple, but he makes it look so plain and simple, while everyone else knows it's not that plain and simple because they
Yeah.
just can't do it that well. Yeah.
It's just, it takes a special, that's why I'm not saying it as disrespect. I'm saying it takes a special fly half to be able to make it look so simple. Like, I think they're just so similar that I think Prendergast will find it easy, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I back the kid to seriously cause damage. Um, but yeah, like I said, I expect England to absolutely throw everything at this. I expect,
Mm.
if I don't see more than like two scruffles or anything, I'll be disappointed because I genuinely think these two teams have some serious kind of not hatred, but we can call it there's animosity there, right? Because England are this team that pride themselves on being England and they're proud of their nation.
I think
And then
England
you have
fight back at
Ireland.
the end of the game. I reckon the England bench is stronger than the Irish one, and England might have some fight back in the end. If you bring on all of those loosies, like, that is pure firepower that they're bringing off of the bench. And you look at that, they've got Finn Smith there as well, who's a magic man. Like, if they have to chase the game and they have to put Finn Smith at, for instance, 10 and put Marcus Smith at 15, I don't think Marcus Smith is the best choice for 15. Obviously not at starting, but if you're really just like desperately chasing the game, you've got both of those, that creativity on the bench. I do rate Ollie Lawrence. Like, I think he's a great ball carrier. I think he's defensively
Yeah.
very sound. That Caden Murley, he's also on great form for Harlequins at the moment.
And they
He's
went with Stewart as well. Stewart, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is
So
what you called for.
yeah, so I think the starting 15 for Ireland is better, right? But not even at the forwards. I think if you had to do a combined 15, right, like that would be very, very close. Like there's a lot of English players that I would currently put into this team. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no, look,
Why
Alex.
am I
Oh,
starting to feel like England should be
no,
winning this game?
no,
I'm
that's
looking
not.
at
They shouldn't.
they'll be better for me at lineup. They'll be better for me at scrum time. You know where they lose it? The coach. That's where I don't rate Baltic. Like I just don't
No,
see
I
it.
also think you could say the coach, but I just think Ireland are drilled on another level. Like they are.
Do you think Andy Farrell will be a massive loss, or do you think how well drilled they are will kind of compensate for?
If they haven't tried to change too much, then I think they should be fine. But if they have changed a lot, that could be an issue. I just don't see why they would change a lot because he's coming back.
Yeah,
No team would want to mess with that kind of routine. So I think we can quickly go through it. If you look at the front row, I think England probably edges it in the front row, in my opinion.
well, let me get England's team up again. Why am I forgetting all the players?
Not
It's
like
very
every single player. I'm just going based off like what they have. I'm not saying
I'd go
like player
Ellis
for player.
Genge over Andrew Porter just because Genge is a better scrummager. Like I like my props that can scrum. I'd go Luke Cowan-Dickey above no, probably Keller above Cowan-Dickey. Yeah, I agree. But I'd take Will Stewart over Finney Beam.
Yeah.
I'd
And
take
then
Mario Torjay,
locks over.
Mario Torjay, and Todd Byrne
Okay.
above
And
Jason.
then
Not Jason. Why am Jason Ryan? Um,
James Ryan.
James Ryan. I'm taking all three of the Irish. Like,
I
yeah,
think
Ben
Ben
looks
Earl
good.
deserves a shout.
Yeah, but I'm going Ryan Beard, Josh Van der Vliet, and Kalen Doris above three,
Okay, Fairs.
above the Curries. I don't rate the Curries
Yeah,
at
okay,
all.
look, the carries
Doris
are in.
versus, Doris versus Ben Earl. I'd take Doris
Ben
as
Earl
well.
could play 6 or 7. It's fine.
No, but we're going position for position.
Fairs.
I'm taking Gibson Park every day of the week. Like Alex
Yeah,
Mitchell is absolutely brilliant.
Fairs, but Alex Mitchell is class.
Yeah,
Like, really
I
good.
will be taking Marcus Smith above Prendergast at the
At the
moment still.
moment, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, give me the centers of Ireland. That's pretty straightforward. Like
I
I
don't
rate Ollie
think.
Lawrence, but Bundy and Ringrose.
But wait, Lawrence is 13, correct? This game.
Oh yeah. So you're going Aki and Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence is a better. At the moment, I think he's better than.
Yep. That is big boy centers. That is big
Uh,
boy centers.
yeah. I think Lawrence has stepped up his game. I don't think people realize like how strong that
No,
guy
he's
is.
class. That's what I'm saying. Like I like the guy. He's very good. He's a sound player.
Yeah, Slade. Look, Slade unfortunately doesn't get in the conversation, but
Whether it's Ringrose or Lawrence, I don't really care because I think both of them are quality. I don't think the drop off either one of the two is drastic or anything. The wings low and Hansen probably go low, and I'd actually go Caden Murley because he's been on that good form.
yeah, Hansen's. I don't know. Since that injury, it's like been quite a
Yeah, but
because
he's
he had
playing
so
for.
much hype.
What
Yeah,
did you
exactly.
say?
Shame, poor guy.
Well, Tommy Freeman's also pretty good. Lowe just came back from injury, but I mean, he's a class finisher. Like, I don't think there's a better finisher in the world than James Lowe. Do you reckon? Curtly Lawrence is up there.
Colby, Orange. Yeah, they're up there.
But I'm talking pure just finishers. Like, I've never seen Lowe have a try like this allowed. I swear, somehow he always finishes that try.
Yeah, Fez. Yeah,
And then
one of the
fullback,
best
I'll
for
go
sure.
Freddie Stewart above Hugo Keenan at the moment.
At the moment, yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Both of us backing Ireland. But you see, that's actually close. Like, if this was last season, I don't think a single English guy gets in.
Mm.
Well, to be fair, right? If Dan Sheehan was there, okay, well, we got Rodney Killer anyway. But if Furlong was there, he goes in above Will Stewart. Joe McCarthy versus Itoja is a bit closer
At the
than
moment,
Caleb.
I would have. Oh, that's tough. That is so tough. Okay, we don't have. Well, let's wrap it up. I don't have to
Yeah.
say who I pick.
Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to like and subscribe. We do appreciate you guys, and we will see you on Monday for the review. Ciao.